Hey everybody, and how many of you there are now, it's incredible. I just want to start by saying it's absolutely fantastic to see so many new followers to the channel. I'm blown away. I feel a little bit more daunted now, talking to so many more people than I was used to when we started doing this Mentor Cadet series. Anyway, big news here is that in this is all the documentation for me to send to the Civil Aviation Authority at Gatwick for them to send back my PPL licence. So on Sunday I completed my PPL skills test and it was fantastic. For want of a better word, a bigger word, it was brilliant. I am absolutely over the moon. So this has been a long journey for me, as many of you already know. And it often is for everybody, but yeah, I mean, I first started going to PPL theory in 2011, and then went travelling, got married, bought a house, had a kid, and then took my first flights late 2014 of my PPL. So yeah, I mean, I did the first first 12 hours of my PPL license over 2.5 years. So it's been a long journey. Whilst I was trying to earn enough money to do it. Anyway, cut a long story short, for ages I thought it wasn't possible. I thought I'd never do it. As a kid I wanted to become a pilot, and at the age of 33 I am now a qualified pilot. Step one en route to becoming a commercial pilot. So yeah, I mean, what was the skills test like? Pretty fantastic. I have to admit, there's an intense period of about a month or two building up to it where I put a lot of pressure on myself. Wanting to get it and to be on the road, and I wanted to do it in as few hours as possible. I know that 45, being the minimum, I had it in my head because cost is important, and even though in my last video I explained, you should have 45 as a guide, but don't expect to do it in it, and I did my first 12 hours over 2.5 years, like I said, so chances were slim, and I did go over the minimum hours. And I started getting frustrated, and I was working really hard, and it was all getting a bit intense. But anyway, I kind of went through that barrier. I guess the reason I'm saying this is because I just want you all to know, as you go through the process, if you are or if you haven't gone through it yet, there are inevitable feelings of frustration as you're trying to learn something. And I certainly experienced some in the build-up, and probably one of the contributors why I wasn't given such regular updates, because I really wanted to just focus on it. It's a bit like juggling. Here's the analogy, okay? So when you're going through your training, you learn general handling, and you know how to keep that ball in the air. That's brilliant. You get good at juggling that one ball, and then you introduce navigation, and you learn how to juggle that ball. And then you start learning all the other bits and the emergency drills, and it's like you suddenly have to juggle all of the balls, and for that reason then you can't juggle any of them, so it all goes to pot. Well, it did for me on occasions, so I had a few frustrating lessons. Anyway, they were the sort of difficult periods for my PPL training. In the last sort of 3 weeks, building up to last Sunday, it all started to come together really nicely. I had a good mock test, brushed up a little bit, so completed the little bit of solo time that I needed to get to the minimum, and then put in for my test last Sunday. Was put in for it. So I had 3 days notice. Obviously then you're praying for the weather. My test was at 9 in the morning, so I needed to be there 2 hours before, which meant I had to be there at 7, which meant I had to get up at 5, leave at 5:30. So that was first check of the weather of the Form 215 was at about 5:30 in the morning, and for visibility and significant weather it said 30 kilometres nil. It was, as they call, beginner's day. It was brilliant. It felt good at that moment. I thought, this is a good omen. So yeah, got up there, did my plan, all my performance calculations, mass and balance, no-time checks, planned your route, all of this, cleaned the aircraft, did the A-check, felt in a really positive, ready frame of mind. And that's the key, you have to feel ready and prepared. There's no good if you're going into this not prepared. Well, that's what I discovered anyway. Got a couple of lessons where, because I drive for an hour and a half, I was unprepared when arriving, and then generally that snowballs. So I found something important for you maybe going forward is always be prepared, be planned, so you'll feel like you'll have more time. Anyway, so yeah, met my examiner, who I know anyway, and yeah, he was great, really relaxed. We set off in the nav section. Like I said, beautiful day. So it was about a 30-minute leg for the first bit, over Gloucester, heading up north, just west of Birmingham. Then found my first point, headed for my next point, got my diversion, which was straight through Birmingham and over Birmingham International overhead. Which was a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, that was a really good challenge. It was exciting. It was great to sort of be flying over and see the Emirates 777s departing, as I just went over the southern threshold of their runway. Yeah, into general handling, back then to Kemble and did a few circuits. And yeah, my examiner gave me the good news there and then, which was absolutely brilliant. Have to say, it's a long dream come true. So, yeah, I've got a PPL license. Next is on to hour building. I'm going to get my GoPro in the cockpit. I'm going to take you on some adventures, and I'm also going to embark on the ATPL theory. So I'll be able to bring you more information from the world of Bristol Ground School, and actually being a student as well as an employee. So yeah, brilliant. I'm very chuffed and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.